Okay, well, so, okay, as you can see, yeah, we did this part and we discussed how to write about process diagram. And after that, we did the sample together, as you remember. And, you know, this part, exam skill is something like your assignment for home. So you need to write, okay, so that I can access your writing. Okay, didn't you?
I actually don't remember anything.
Yeah, of course. So let me show you. Maybe you can remember. Just wait a moment. I can show you something. Let me show you the diagram that we did together. Okay, if I can find it. There are lots of things. Okay, let me upload it again. Well, I think, I'm not sure. So let me find it. It was a process diagram that we studied together. If I can find it, it would be great. Okay. Okay, just it's not here, so I need to find it again. Well, so we can do something. Do you remember anything about the process diagram? And do you remember the way that we write? Do you remember? So the structure of it, so it's a process. Do you remember linear process? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that we discussed about introduction, overview, and main bodies. Do you remember? And then actually sequencers and connectors, we discussed
Yeah.
them. Do you remember? Yeah. Okay. So you needed to study. Okay. But it's okay. So let's do something to review. It's not bad to do this part together. Okay. So as you can see, we have a process diagram here. So could you tell me what type of process diagram it is? Is it linear?
I think so.
Yeah, of course, it's, the beginning at the end. It's something like the process of making, producing something. Okay, now, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now we're going to write about it. So you say that, okay, I don't know anything about this, but you have, okay, a title so that it helps you. Now let's do this one together. Okay, well. So first of all, we need to write an introduction. Let's have a look. Okay, the diagram illustrate, shows, demonstrate what? Just tell me, what do you think?
It's talking about the process of printing newspaper.
Yup. Okay, and the method is called?
Lithography.
Yeah, of course, of course. So let's write exactly the same thing that you said. Okay, let me write here. So we can say, okay, the given diagram or the diagram. Okay, illustrates, for example, as I told you before, we can say shows, illustrate, demonstrate, depict, so all of them are correct. So here we can say illustrate, okay, what? is a method called, as you said, lithography. So lithography. Okay, just so the process called, okay, lithography, and a process, as you said, used for printing newspapers. Okay, right? So this is one. Now let's write. So this is the first part, okay, or the introduction of our essay. Now we need to explain the steps one by one. So the first stage, okay. Could you tell me about the first stage? Do you know anything? Paper.
Mm, I don't know how to call that.
Or so let me help you. So as you can see, after, so first of all, after, what is that? Is something like image. Okay, let me write. I'm writing. Okay, image, okay, used for printing. So of course we need an image to use for printing. So the image used for printing, okay, as you can see, is transferred onto a press plate. Okay, as you can see here, press plate. Okay, so let me write, is transferred onto press plate. Okay, just pay attention to the names, okay, because it's really important. For example, normally if you wanted to write about this process, you need to search about, for example, the process of printing newspapers so that you could find some words related to the actually stages. Now I'm giving you them, okay? So onto a press plate, then it's, okay, what are this part? They are something like rollers, as you can see. It goes through, oh, I'm typing what it doesn't, okay. It goes through several, as you can see, you know, some 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, just not only one, okay, several rollers, okay, when before being printed. So before being, for example, you can use like successfully printed into paper. This is about this one. Okay, so this is my something like overview. Just I totally explain what is going on here. Okay, what is happening. So first of all, for example, of course, we need an image that is used for printing. So if there is no image, of course, we can't print. So of course, the image used for printing is transferred onto a press plate and it goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, several, they are rollers before being successfully printed onto paper. Now, let's explain one by one. First, the plate is passed through, the plate is passed through, okay, They are called dampening rollers. So, okay, this is about the first one. So what do they do? Now I need to explain, okay, what is dampening roller? I don't know. Which provide a mixture of water and chemicals. Okay, now this is why this is to dampen the non-image areas. So there is the area that actually doesn't contain any images. So the non-image areas. Okay, now let's keep going. Secondly, what happened? The second one, let's see. Can you tell me? Can you guess?
The second one?
Yeah. After that, what happened?
I think like the paper got colored.
Yeah.
No, they second one making the paper dry something.
So dry or something. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay, so first of all, yeah, we talked about, as you can see, we have, like water and chemicals. Just you say that, okay, how do I know? Let me say something. In IELTS test, you have more information. So it's okay, don't worry about it. You will have the words that you will use to write your essay. Here, this is a test. Because of this, you don't have the words, okay? So, secondly, okay, the plate again. The plate, okay, passes through what? A set of ink rollers. They are rollers, and of course they are ink rollers because we're going to print something. Okay, so why? In order to what? To stick to the image
Oh.
area. Yeah, it's something like in order for the ink, of course, to stick to the, so of course they are ink rollers, and then of course plates actually go through this roller so that the ink is stick to the image area. So this is the second one. Okay, now thirdly. Okay, thirdly, let's see what happens. Okay, check. What do you think about the third part?
I don't know why it's turning red. It's some red roll, I don't know.
Yeah, of course, you think that there's some red rollers. Yeah, you think that, yeah, it's okay, of course. Well, but let's name and let's talk about them. So first of all, let's see, what are they? We call them blanket cylinders, okay? And what are they? What do they do? Okay, so I'm sorry, let's talk about them. So about blanket cylinder, actually is something like a central component, okay? So that is used to actually for printing press, actually an offset, like, it's in the operation of an offset printing press. So something like this. It's another part, Okay, so this part receives the ink image and from the plate cylinder and then transfer it onto the, for example, paper. So it receives now, as you can see, and the second part section, what did we do? We pressed ink onto the paper, yeah? And now the third part, we need to talk about this one, that is thirdly, so let's talk about it. The plate again, the plate then goes through, okay, the blanket cylinder. And why? Now you can say, this is, let me, okay, this is for what, as I told you, to squeeze out the water and the inked image area is picked up. So something like watery, so we need actually this part, this section, blanket cylinder. So actually this plate goes through this blanket cylinder and the extra water squeeze out and the inked image is picked up. So this is now, okay, again we have the paper. As you can see, the next one, then the paper, okay, runs between the impression cylinder and blanket cylinder. So these two, so we have blanket cylinder and impression. Let's see how. So then paper runs between the impression cylinder and blanket cylinder. Okay, so this is about this one. So why pressing the image onto the paper? So now we have the image and we want to press it onto the paper, okay? So because of this, we have impression cylinder, and of course, after blanket cylinder, it goes to impression, and of course, here we can press the image onto the paper, okay? So after that, this is the last and final. After that, paper, as you can see, is dried. Okay, it's really important with, as you can see, hot and cold air. With hot and cold air. Okay, and put on the delivery. Okay, now overall, final stage, okay? The diagram shows that there are, okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, and 4 sets of rollers used before the image is transferred onto paper. Okay. Well, so you need to know, okay, this is all about this process diagram. So what you need to know, okay, of course, you don't know the name of different parts, rollers, blanket roller. Because of this, we practice. So this is one question. So as you can see, as we discussed, we have plate that we needed. As you can see, plate, okay, is passed through dampening rollers, as you can see, okay, plate, dampening rollers, as you can see, which provide a mixture. Let me show you one by one. Okay, so this one, and then rollers provide the mixture of water and chemicals, and this is to dampen the non-image. Actually, there is no image here. Okay, secondly, the plate, okay, passes through a set of ink rollers, as you can see here, okay, in order to stick to the image area. Thirdly, the plate then goes through the blanket cylinder, this one. Why? This is to squeeze the water because it's wet, okay, to squeeze out the water, and the inked image area is picked up. Just we have the inked image area now, okay, and then paper runs between, as you can see here again, blanket, okay, cylinder, and what? Impression cylinder. Why? To press the image onto the paper. After that, as you can see, paper is dried with hot and cold air and put on the delivery, as you can see, pile. Look, delivery pile. So overall, as you can see, we have, this diagram shows that there are 4 sets of rollers used before the image is transferred onto paper. Okay, is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Just please have this text and don't forget about, so the next time, if you see, for example, the process of printing newspaper, you can easily write about it. This is all about the process of producing, making newspaper or printing newspaper. Okay?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any questions related to this part?
No.
Okay, so, but let me say something. First of all, you will have more details actually in your exam, so it's really easier than this one. Here, actually, the purpose of having this type of task is to search, serve, and try to find some information so that you can write. Okay, but of course, in your IELTS test, you will have more details. And the second point, process is not really common. I only discuss it because you need to know. Maybe it's not really common. We normally have line graph, bar charts, pie charts, maps. Okay, but this one is not really common, but it's good to know about it. Well, so this is about the first actually writing task that is, about process diagram. You can have different processes, but this one, I can say one of the most difficult of them is this one. That is, the process of printing newspapers. But for example, it's about food. It's about, for example, I don't know, producing, for example, something like a product or something like this. It will be easier then. Well, okay, if you want, now you can do another one if you want. If no, we can move on to the speaking section. So it's your choice.
Yeah, we can move on. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking.
Okay.
Oh, so it's your choice. Just if you need more explanation about this one, I can do another one, so we can do another one together. But I think it's better to do something. It's better to, because, you know, I ask you to write something. So I will send you a process diagram, easy one, and I will send you some tips and some keywords and something that you need. Then you write, okay? And send your essay to me so that I can assess your writing, okay?
Yeah.
Wow. So let's keep going with speaking section. Okay. Well, so are you making notes?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm waiting, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, so let's talk about one of the maybe most common topics in speaking section, that is weather. Okay, I ask you about the weather in your country. How's the weather in your country? Normally, how's the weather?
Normally when I went to school season, that was like the end of the raining season, and about like 2 months it's starting to be sunny season. Yeah, it's hot all the time, so it's not really easy if you're not really, I don't know, like if you're not a like the person that can stay outside hot too long, you couldn't stay outside for like 30 minutes. It's just too hot.
Yeah, it's too hot. Okay, so the first word about this one. So for IELTS, of course, you can say too hot, but so we have different phrases and words that we can use instead of saying too hot. So first of all, you can say that there are two seasons, okay, in my country. The first one is dry and rainy season, okay? And in dry season, it's, of course, the weather is too hot. So boiling, scorching, or baking hot. So these, especially baking hot, so it's these three words are used as very hot, so you can use them. Okay, so this is about the first one that you need to know. So, and one season is rain season. So let's talk about it. So what type of rain? Because we have different types of rain. So for example, you can say in rainy season, we get a lot of rain in my, for example, city, in my country. Okay, so for example, we sometimes have showers. Do you have any idea about the meaning of showers?
It's like suddenly rain.
Yeah, it's
That's
something like for short. Yeah, of course, for a short period of time, you know, sudden, and for example, 20 minutes. So you don't predict rain, but it's showers. So we have different types of rains that you need to know. The first one, when it's pouring, large drops with a lot of force, like a heavy rain, large drops falling with a lot of force. Or maybe it's drizzling, light rain. So it's drizzling, light rain, or it's pouring, or maybe, as I told you, it's something like it's showering. So you can, when talking about the rain, you can use present continuous or present simple. Both are correct. So Well, tell me. So let me ask you another question. Okay. So you can say that in my country, we have two seasons. And when I say what is the weather like in your country, so our weather is normally very hot, especially in the summer. It's baking hot. Okay. And, all the time it's sunshine. Okay. And in rainy, of course, we are experiencing a downpour or pouring, so something like this. Okay. Well, the second one, do you like the weather in your country?
Mm, well, I don't like it, but I'm not hate it. It's just like I just live here for like a long time, like since I was birth. So yeah, I think it's okay. But if I was a foreign and I come to Vietnam, I would definitely not like the weather here.
Yeah, of
It's,
course.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can say that. I think as I realize you get frustrated that when actually you have so many rainy days. So maybe. So you can say yes and no because you said I don't like but I don't hate. So it's yes and no. Yes and no. Okay, you can say I get frustrated that we have so many rainy days. But, of course, now, no. But
Mm,
we do have lots of, for example, glorious weather or some glorious, lots of glorious, perfect, glorious weather. Yeah. For example, when it's sunny, when the sun comes out and there's not a cloud in sky, so of course it's extremely beautiful. So you can, and then you can do an example. Of course, this is speaking part one. So for each question, you only have maybe 20 seconds to 30 seconds to answer, not more. So you can speak about 20, 25 to 30 seconds for each question. So I think one or two lines is enough. Okay?
okay.
Well, and then is the weather the same in all parts of your country? For example, north and south?
No. How wait? How can you say like the line? I don't know how to say it. Wait.
What?
Um, the equator, is that like the line?
Yeah?
Yeah, the
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah, what in your country?
no, I just want to say the word. I don't know. Okay.
Or why you want to
No,
say?
the weather is not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Okay.
Um,
So, yeah.
because in the south we're near the equator line, so it's usually just hot and hot all the time. But when you come up to the north, it actually have four seasons like much country over the world, so
Yeah.
you can actually see the difference between the two places where you can have like winter at the north, but you don't really have like winter, like cold season in the south, especially in my city. There's just no winter or fall seasons. They're just hot and rain.
Okay. So just let me ask you, do you get snow in winter?
Well, it did have on like the really up in places in the north. Like in Hanoi, it was like the middle of the north. They don't have snow, but if you come up to like the place near the line between Vietnam and China, it could possibly have snow, but it's just not much.
But
Like
it's not.
rarely.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
depends the region. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So it's something like, you said that the line between China and Vietnam. So what you mean? You mean barrier or border? You mean this?
Yeah, the border.
Border, of course. So you need to say the border or barrier. So it's better to say border. Okay, not the line. Yeah, of course. So you get, you have a common border with China. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. So interesting. Well, so you can say there are some marked regional differences. It means different weather in different regions, different areas. Okay, for
Yeah.
example, then you can do an example. For example, I live in Hanoi, or for example, in the south, where it's, for example, where the weather is maybe hot, normally sunny, so you can say. But when we get, for example, I don't know, higher places like heights, or maybe the north of Vietnam or other places, maybe it's something like, I don't know, they had lots of rain. So you can say, if actually you have drought or summer or baking days, and then, for example, some areas that are actually very cold, or maybe they are not cold, mild. So just let me say something about when it comes to cold weather. We have different phrases, different words that we use to say cold. So when you say very cold, extremely cold is freezing. So let me put them. I can't see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Okay, freezing, extremely cold. So if I want to, put them from the coldest to the least cold, the first one is freezing. After freezing is bitterly cold, one level lower. So it's bitterly cold, this one. After that is cold. Okay, then we have quite chilly. Okay, so this one. And of course you have cool weather. It's not really cold, but it's cool. Mild means not hot nor cold. It's a good one. Okay, so it can be mild. And if it's dry and hot, or it's humid, wet, or wet. So you can say it's muggy or it's damp. Both means humid. Okay, wow. So let's check it again. You can say there's some quite marked regional differences. I live in somewhere where the weather is, okay, cold, or for example, hot or baking hot most of the time. And especially it's, for example, drier in the east, or for example, west or north, okay? And sometimes we get drought in the summer. It's dry season. So further south or north, now you want to say that it's very cold in winter, and they may get heavy snow or they may get snow. So you can divide regions, okay? Well, and now let me ask another question. Are there any problems with climate in your country, like for example, flood, storm, or something like this?
Yes, especially the mid area that usually have flood, and there's like making a really big accident where like a whole village was drowned with like half of the, I don't know, the mountain. It's just like a valley where they lived, and almost everybody is gone. So it was a
Oh,
really big accident.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, wow. So let's change it. So you can say we certainly seem to have experienced more torrential rain. So let me write this answer and then you can, because it's something that you said, but I'm trying to change it. You can
Okay.
say, we certainly, because you know you experience some things, seem to have experienced more torrential rain. Okay, what is torrential? Means heavy rain. Torrential means heavy rain, okay? And this has caused serious flooding places. For example, a village, a valley, or somewhere, okay, near where I live, or somewhere, something like near where I live, had a sudden flood, a flash, heavy, like a flash flood. For example, this summer, this, I don't know, fall, this winter, okay, which what happened, as you said, which washed away cars and some people, of course, died. You can say something like this. Okay. Now, if you have, for example, a storm, you can add it, for example, violent storm, if you have. So flash, as I told you, flash flood is something like a heavy one. You know, a heavy rainfall and it's in a short period of time and generally less than 6 hours, but it's really heavy rain and suddenly start flooding. So this is flash flood. And for example, if you want to say, if you want to talk about storm, you can say, you can use the adjective violent storm. Okay, well, and just let me say something, okay, about cloudy weather. Now, how to say that it's cloudy? Of course, cloudy is good one. That's really good. You can say, but sometimes you need to use more than once. So you need to use some synonyms. The first one, overcast. Overcast means cloudy. So when it's overcast, it means it's cloudy. And the next one, that is really good one, gloomy. You know, it's not bright and it's cold. It's a bit, you know, not, there is no sun and, you know, something like it's a bit cold. So gloomy means not bright and cold. You know, foggy. So I'm not going to talk about it again. So no, foggy or misty or misty. You know this, so I'm not going to talk about them. Okay. And muggy. Muggy. Okay, so something like hot and humid. Muggy, hot and humid. Okay. Well, so we have, when talking about rain, heavy rain, light rain, drizzle, shower, or for example, torrential rain. You can use all them, okay? Well, and let me ask you my next question. Okay, does the weather ever affect the way you feel? Like, it affects our mood. Yeah, when it's rainy, we feel like, I don't know, a bit depressed. When it's sunny, we feel more energetic. So,
Well, there's some day that was sport day at my school, but the weather just changed from sunny to like foggy, and then it started to rain. So everything was got canceled, and
yeah,
it's really changed my mood because I was preparing for the match, and it just got canceled to another day.
yeah, of
So yeah.
course. Yeah, of course. So you can say, first of all, you say, when you want to answer yes, when you're sure about it, for example, yes, definitely, I'm sure about it, you can say most definitely or most certainly. You want to say yes. So it's yes. And how? For example, as you said, yeah, for example, when it's I don't know, it's sunny day and suddenly, for example, there is a change and it turns into a muggy or, for example, cloudy weather and everything is canceled due to the bad weather. Of course, I feel blue. I feel blue, like sad, upset, a bit depressed. So it makes me feel blue. Blue like sad or depressed. Okay, so this is the first one. Now you can talk about how you feel in sunny days. For example, yeah, I feel so much cheerful and full of energy. So I feel cheerful and full of energy when it's sunny. Now, and whatever actually season it is. So maybe it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. So whatever season it is. So this one. Even, I'm going to give you a phrase, just pay attention. Even a break in the weather on an overcast day lifts my spirits. So here I have two phrases. First of all, break in the weather. That means a change from unpleasant to more pleasant weather. So the first one, break in the weather, means a change from unpleasant to more pleasant weather. This is the first one. Okay, and the second one, lift my spirit. So what it means make you happier. Make you happier. So this way you can make your answer. So again, for example, if I were you, I would say most definitely, especially, when it's sunny and whatever season it is, and especially when we're gonna do some outdoor activities, I feel really cheerful and full of energy. Even a break in the weather on an overcast, cloudy day makes me really happy, lifts my spirit. However, when actually it's cloudy or, for example, it's turned muggy or gloomy weather, Actually, in gloomy weather, I feel blue. So it affect my mood. It changes my mood. So you can say something like this, okay? Get it?
Yeah.
Well, so we discussed some questions of part one. The part one questions about the weather. Now, do you have any questions related to the sport, or do you think they're clear, or
No.
no what? No, not clear. No, not so
Oh,
no what?
no. Yes,
I
I'm clear, actually.
yeah, that's great. Okay, just I want you to do something. I will send you the questions again because they are actually the common question that we normally have in speaking part one about weather, and practice them using the words and phrases. Actually, the next session, we will discuss part two and part three of speaking related to weather. Okay, so
Okay.
here you have two assignments. The first one is writing, the second one is speaking, but I don't want you to do them at the same time because, of course, I know that they're difficult. You need to think about them. So next session is tomorrow, so you can choose which one is more convenient for you so that you can do one of them. So I think for tomorrow, it's better to focus on speaking because we
Yeah.
will continue. Yeah, of course. And of course, after the next session, I will send you the sample and the structure because you need to have them. I'm not sure if you made notes from the structure of writing process. So if no, I need to send you the structure and the sample, okay?
Okay.
Well, okay. So just this and just study and see you
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you.
Good night. Of course. Have a good night. Goodbye. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks.